this is Ruth Hamilton, and thanks for dropping in today. I'm going to have a little look at this die set today, and this is the Sunflower Silhouette Layering die set from Tonic Studios, and there are 17 different dies in it, and as you can see, the main one here has a lovely sort of bunch of sunflowers, and then there are other flowers in the different dies that are in the set here. So a very quick look. First of all, you could notice that I have already managed to lose a die this morning. Hopefully it'll turn up soon, but anyway, I've emptied my bin, I've done all the usual things and haven't found it, but it will probably turn up as soon as I finish the video. So, there's a large scalloped circle, there's an inner circle, and as you know, I love to find these in die sets because you can use these with lots of other things and they don't necessarily have to be used with what's in here, but this is just a quick run through. So this one is the main die with the sunflowers inside, and you can see that this is a verso die, so there's no outer cutting edge, so that cuts the shape into the center of your card. And then there's another one here as well with an outline die and flowers as well, which cut the pattern into the card if you don't use the outline. So you can use this on the bottom half, or you can use the full circle here. So what I've done is I've taken a 6x6 card. I'll just move this over. I've taken a 6x6 card blank, and I wanted a shaped card, but I decided not to go for the full circle this time. So what I've done is I've taken it here, and this large scalloped one, I'll show you what I've done. I've just taped that on to the card front like this, and you can see there that there's a little bit up above the top, and I didn't cut that. So I have opened the card, I've put it on my cutting plates. I'll show you these cutting plates, although they're a bit grubby looking, but I set this on to my plate like so, taped down just like that, and then I have put this plate on top, and I've made sure that that only went through the die cutting machine up until the fold of the card. So I have run that through the die cutting machine, and because the plate is not over this top part, it won't cut that part, but you've got to make sure that you hold that very firmly so that it doesn't move when it's going through. And the resulting card shape then is the square on the back and the scalloped circle on the front. And now all I've got to do is remove this part. I'll cut across that, and then I've already gone ahead and trimmed this off. So I just set this into the guillotine, and I ran the blade down exactly where this comes across here, and then the card will sit up nicely. So I'll trim this part off and show you what happens next. So now you'll notice that the back of the card is actually no longer a square, but slightly shortened so that it's a rectangle. And then I can't actually give you the exact measurements in case you make your top fold, your top part slightly smaller or bigger than mine, but what I've done is I've taken a piece of this Marigold yellow card and I've cut it to just slightly smaller. You can see there how that's affected it, it's not square anymore. I've cut it slightly smaller than the inside of the card now, and I have taken the little die with the lines on it, and I've taped that into the corner and run it through my die cutting machine, and then repeated that on the other three corners. And I've got this piece now which this fits nicely on top of, and I'll just glue that on. And there we have the card that just sits up nicely. And then I've taken the next two dies, so this one, and I've cut that out in the sunflower yellow, and that one, sorry, it's marigold yellow, and I'm going to glue that on top of here. And then I have used the same die, but I've also used this one in the center, and I've got myself this beautiful outline of the beautiful sunflowers, and I'll glue that together, and then you'll see that this opens up with that on the back. So I've got all that glued in place now, and I've decided to add a little bit of dimension and just pick out one part of the card. So what I've done is I've taken the die, the part of the die that is on the stem here, this one on the side that the petals look like they're coming up from the side of the flower, and I've just added a little piece of the Marigold yellow on the back of this one and die cut that out, and then just to hold them in place for a moment or two for myself, I've added some double-sided tape on the back. But what I really want to do is just add those petals back in here. They didn't really need to be stuck in there because I'm not attaching this on here, but it was just to keep them in place so that I know which one is which. And then I'll take these parts here, that one as well, and I'm going to lift them out of here and just attach by the tip into there and curl them up, and I think that will give a nice little bit of dimension. So just taking them off there, and that is this part, and I only want that glued on there, and I'll curl that up. Can you see there? And I'll do the same with these others. And then just to highlight this one a little further, I'm going to add a little bit of depth into the centres of those petals with the bright sunflower alcohol marker. So just in at the centre of the petal where it would meet the centre of the flower. And then just a tiny, tiny drop of butternut squash right in that very centre part there. And then I'll just go over that again with the bright sunflower. And now I've got some Moroccan Flame Dream Drops, and I'm going to add that into the centre of some of these. I hope you can see that clearly on there, just how beautiful that looks. The iridescent quality of those dream drops. It's really, really lovely, and it just stands out so beautifully against that yellow card. Now I've got my pea pod alcohol marker, and I'm just going to go ahead and add some. I'll not colour the stems, but I'll add a little bit into the centre of these leaves, just to add another little touch of colour there. So that's really just the little debossed part of each leaf, and that will get a little bit of green. Doesn't matter if you just go a little bit outside of it, because it needs a little bit of green or a little bit of some other colour just to lift this. We need a little bit of contrast. Now, and as you can see, I have used the little butterfly die, and I've cut this out twice, and I have just added some detail, the same as I've done on here, and I'm going to put these onto the card with the wings turned up, so just wherever, yeah, probably one about there. And I'm just going to add some dream drops into the centre, probably just one in each. Now just be very careful, because if like me you're going ahead and doing this before these dream drops dry, just be really careful that you don't put your hand on them and smudge them. And there we are, and I'm very pleased with that. I'll zoom out just a little. So there you are, you can see that the back of the card then on the inside has all this area, and you can put another die cut in there to write on in white, or you can write on it just as it is, and then there's the front of the card. So I hope you enjoy that, I hope you like it. There's other ways of using that set, and I may come back later with another video, but at the moment that's it. So I hope you have a nice bright and cheerful day like this card, and thanks again for joining me. I'll have my links to everything down below there, and they'll probably be mostly affiliate links, so you know that that doesn't cost you anymore if you do feel like buying any of these things, but I do get a little commission off it, so thank you very much for that. And until the next time, keep well, and I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell as well, and then you'll know whenever any new videos come up. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.